Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
Hello, everyone. This is Michael J. Maher with another episode of the Weekly Wow. We are here on Wednesday talking to you about February love brings March magic. And you know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, I want to tell you that, first of all, I appreciate all of you. February has been a very good month, and I know some of you are under 24 inches of snow. Some of you, the refrigerator is warmer than the outside. Some of you, I understand, are in Florida, and I have nothing to say to you other than the entire country hates you right now. So it's all good. But I will tell you that I am so excited about today's edition of the Weekly Wow, which is a special episode of the Referrals Podcast. Today we're talking about March Magic with last year's winner. Last year we had a contest called March Madness Challenge, which we've done for 4 years. We are not doing the March Madness Challenge anymore because the NCAA, which is the National Collegiate Athletics Association, did not like us using March Madness because it is their registered trademark. This year, we are March Magic Challenge, which I like better anyway. So bottom line is she won last year, and I will tell you that I am going to introduce her as the following. She's awesome. You'll love her. I love her. We taught Leadership University with Star Power back in the day. She's Star Power Star and a Star Power Star cadre member teaching Leadership University, Bayer University, Advanced Bayer University. She's pretty much the it, right? You know what I mean? And she's from Crown Point, Indiana. Also has a home and works and lives in Naples, Florida. She's done thousands of real estate transactions. She puts the luxury and luxurious, in my opinion. She's a luxury agent. And without further ado, I want to bring Jana Caudill to the Weekly Wow and Referrals Podcast. Welcome, Jana.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Here's the thing with that intro. It was so hard because it's like, how do you make it awesome enough for you? You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, it's like your accolades and what you've accomplished in life are just amazing. Single mom to millionaire. That's my thought of you, right? Single mom, worked your butt off, got going, and made it big in 2 cities, 2 places. That's awesome.
Thank you. I need to talk to you. I need to hear you every day.
Give me some of that.
Give me some of that.
Let's go. It's March Magic time.
It's February love, right?
That's right. That's right. Hey, listen, I truly believe, what if every day was Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Thanksgiving, all wrapped up into one day? Every day is a holiday for me. Every day is I have to tell you, Josh Bosley, I say this every day on the football field. Every day is a holiday, and every day is Christmas. Every day is Thanksgiving. Every day is Valentine's Day. And doesn't that line up really well with love, generosity, and appreciation? Valentine's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all rolled up into one day. And you know what you get to do? In March, you get to do it for 31 days. So I'm going to explain what the March Madness Challenge, and then you talk about your experience going through it and where you were last February and March kind of coming into this. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. Yep.
So this is the March Madness Challenge. And for those of you that are listening and not seeing, you really need to go to YouTube to watch this, or go to joingengen.com and ask to join our very exclusive Generosity Generation group. And what I'm holding up is a calendar. It is 31 days. We actually call it a 30-day challenge because you do 30 days, and then the 31st day we do something pretty special for you. It is a 30-day challenge where each and every day you are doing one little thing that makes you either more referable or creates a referral conversation. And guess what? The result is referrals for you. But I have to tell you, the results have been so much bigger than that for people who have implemented the March Madness Challenge. And I love it. For those of you that are interested, you can go to marchmagicchallenge.com. It's normally $99 to do this. It's not even $49. We're not doing half price. This is your COVID special. $27. It's less than $1 a day to do the March Magic Challenge, which is a video, email every day, and a text message every day. And you get to do this one little thing, and at the end, you get a chance for some great prizes. So that is the March Magic Challenge in a nutshell. So I want to, first of all, give kudos again to Jana because, you know, it's one thing for you to be newer to real estate in the last 20 years, and you come in and you meet a Michael Maher. He's written a book. He's written a couple of books. They became bestsellers. There's a name associated with it and that kind of thing. And you learn from it and you go. But you know, Jana is a peer, right? Jana, well, I mean, she's a superior in many ways, but it's one of those where we're peer, right? So when we were going through Star Power, sometimes it's harder to learn from a peer than it is from somebody that's been established and you might see as a guru, right? So, you know, you kind of have to swallow your ego and you kind of have to like, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway, even if it is Michael's stuff. You know what I mean? And I just want to applaud you for doing that. And I love you more for doing that. And it doesn't surprise me because, you know, you have an ego, but it's not very big. And you're always putting other people first. So that's awesome. So
I try to tame it down.
Well, the more we tame it down, it's amazing. The more people are attracted to us, you know? So talk to me about February of 2020 leading into the March Magic Challenge.
Okay, so
yeah, where were you mentally? Where were you physically? Where were you, you know, just overall?
I was actually in a pretty good place, but only because I had decided to be in a good place, because I've had years, you know, 17, 18, 19, probably I really wasn't in a good place. And I decided to stop feeling sorry for myself, to pretty much, you know, I was just going through the motions of life and had obviously accomplished, you know, fair deal and everything, but I just wasn't really fulfilled. And I didn't feel like, I felt like I had a lot of relationships, but not deep relationships and not deep connections. People would say to me like, oh, I didn't want to call you because I know you're busy. But yet then nobody was calling me, you know, and I probably was not really feeling the love. And obviously I'm a leader and I love to lead. I love to lead leaders and I love to give and help. But I found that I was the giver all the time and no one was like nurturing me. So I decided to put myself first. I started attending a lot of conferences, just learning, reading again, which I'd put aside for years. I picked up the phone because, well, actually, you call me every birthday. My birthday's February 1st, so I love February.
All right, now hold a second. How many years have I called you either the day before your birthday or the day on your birthday?
22, probably 22 or 23 years and counting.
I love it. I love it. And she thinks I remember. It's my CRM, right? It's my calendar that reminds me. But here's the thing. How many people have a calendar that reminds you to do something and then you don't do it? You know, I love calling. I love everything but singing happy birthday to you. I have to tell you that I know you don't love it when I sing happy birthday to you. So I always like, but it's like, how do you change it up? 22 years, you can't just go, happy birthday, Jana. Hope you have a great one. You know, it's got to be happy birthday to you, you know, that kind of thing. So I love that.
So, you know, bottom line is that's always how you and I have stayed connected, and maybe we see each other at a conference here and there. And like you said, we're peers. So, I mean, I learn from you. I hope that you continue to learn from me, but we obviously just, you know, take pictures together, hug each other, how you doing? But it's never deeper, right? And I decided that, you know, I needed to, one, work on myself, but also work on having stronger, deeper relationships and connections with maybe the right people, you know, and people that, so I kind of protected my time. I said no to a lot of people and a lot of things. I gave myself a ton of self-love, and embrace. So I was actually in a really good space. And when I reached out to call you, it was honestly to check on you, because you're always checking on and giving love to everybody. So I decided, hey, I'm going to see what he's up to. I want to learn about your conference that you have coming up, because back then, that was before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to know what was going on in your life and make a deeper reconnect, so to speak. So I did that, and I believe you and I spoke in February, and then so I was already ready to do your March Madness challenge. Just I'm going to dive in, and then I'm going to go to your conference, and I'm going to, do this. And I was going to invite you. I think I invited you to go to Mexico or somewhere with me. And I was just like in it, and I was feeling your energy and feeling that excitement. And I decided to surround myself with, your vibe attracts your tribe, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
and just hang with positive, self-learning based, humble people. Get rid of the egos, that type of thing. So that's what I did. That was my state of mind, and then rolled out. And do you want me just to start talking about March?
I really do. I think it's so important that people understand where we are before. I mean, a lot of people heard about the March Madness Challenge last year, and many of them did not participate. Now, we had hundreds of people in it and participating, but it was one of those where, some people just are not in the right place mentally to get going, to learn, to take it to the next level. And I think, I'd love you to talk about, as you go through this, just like it's easy, but it's hard. It's simple,
Right.
but it's hard. It is one thing every day, but it's one thing every day. So take us through it. You sign up for it, you get involved with it, and take us through maybe that first part of the March Magic Challenge as you were doing it.
So when I did it, honestly, I had to make a choice to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I thought, oh, yay, let's do this. But I decided to commit, and decided that, and when I commit, I go all in. My dad, I grew up on a Holstein dairy farm, and my dad always said, don't half-ass. You know what I mean? If you're going to do it, you do something right, or you don't do it at all. So
all right, hold a second, Jana. I got because here's the thing. That's the key. I think, we talk about, this is Jana Caudill disclosing her secrets to success and winning the March Magic Challenge of 2020 and in a COVID year, right? And it's one of the first things is what successful people do is they don't commit at 50%, right? They don't half-ass anything. I mean, sorry, that's just the word, right? They commit not just like 100%, but like 110%. Not only are we going to do it, we're going to win. We're going to, like every single thing that we do, we're going to do it better than anybody in the world. And we're going to do it 100% all in. If you are 100% all in the comments below, put 100% all in, or you can use the emoji 100. But put it in the comments below if you're the type of person that when you do it, that's why it takes me a while to make decisions. Right? Is because I know every decision matters, because if I make a decision, I'm making a huge commitment. I'm not making a commitment of time. I'm making a commitment of life. Jana made a commitment of not just time, but life. Part of her life was spent doing these activities. And that's what, trust me, this is the tribe of trust. Why is that? We look around the room and we go, I can count on you. I can count on you. Can people count on you? The way to have people be able to count on you is if you're 100% all in when you do a commitment. I can count on Jana. I knew she was going to be here for today's session. I didn't worry about it. She's 100% all in.
Yesterday.
Well, that's why we did the clubhouse thing yesterday, just so I could remind you. But that's 100. How awesome is it when you can count on somebody, and how awful is it when you can't? I think that's the power of this tribe. That's the power of GenGen, is when we give a referral, and there's how many referrals went, there were like 20 some referrals that were traded this month so far. And like, you can count on them. You can count on the people you're giving that to. So I think your commitment has to be like Like high five. Like it had to be. You take it for granted. Like I'm committed. Like,
Right,
but
but I have to work at it. I mean,
yeah,
I think a lot of people think, oh, you have all this energy or all this confidence. And honestly, I mean, I have a drunk monkey that sits on my shoulder sometimes too, and I have to knock it off, and I have to put my, like, no, but if I have a big why, or I know what it is I want to do. I do like to win, or not necessarily win, but I like to do things well.
you like to win. I've been around you for 20 years. You like to win. Oh, you cut out on me. Are you there? That was interesting. All right, you're cut out. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. It's your mic. I swear I don't have you on mute. I would never do that. Okay. She's going to switch. She's going to switch to her microphone right now. But I will tell you that the commitment part of this cannot be underestimated. Yeah, she said sometimes it's tough. And you know what? It is tough. And that's where the part of I can count on you comes from. It's not I can count on you when all the times are good. It's I can count on you when the times are tough, when the times are down, when there's a problem. I can count on you that if there's a problem, you're going to stick it out and solve it. And that's the power of being a professional. That's the power of being a superstar and truly being someone that people can count on. I think that's truly the biggest compliment anybody can give you is I can count on you. And that's the thing. And right now we're finding that sometimes you can't count on technology, right? There's all this stuff about technology. You got to make technology your differentiator. You know what? Right now, a lot of you are hanging out and you're hanging on and you're trusting that the process is going to work, not because of technology, but because of the relationship that you have with me and that you have with Generosity Generation. So the technology will be fixed. The technology is a tool, right? We cannot take the human element out of our business, whether it's real estate, lending, travel, whatever it may be. The human part of it is the most important part of it. And too many people want to have it and break it down to technology. I've seen so much this week about, making technology your differentiation. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Why would you the person with the best technology doesn't win. The person with the best relationship wins 100% of the time, right? That's why you lose to somebody's family member sometimes, is because IT has been called in, by the way. So it's one of those where it's like, listen, have the best tech possible, have the best people possible, have the best systems possible. But what it's going to come down to is going to be relationships. It's going to be the person that is on the other side of the phone or other side of the text, and we're going to make it happen. And Jana is back. Jana,
I'm back.
oh my
Dennis,
God, you sound better.
I do. Okay, good. Dennis to the rescue. So it's obvious that I am not great with technology. I'm better at relationships.
It happens. Oh, well, why have you been so successful?
My iPhone. This iPhone is very powerful, though, I will tell you. So
I love it. Right, so we talked about commitment and we talked about being able to count on you. So now let's go through March. What did March look like for you? And for those of you that
I make things simple. I keep things super simple. I'm a very simple girl. I printed this little baby out, and then I also took a picture of it because half the time I didn't have it with me. I took a picture of it and it was saved on my camera. Brilliant. Okay, so I just knew. I did not look. And I swear to you, I did not look at the whole month at all. I looked at one day at a time. And I don't know why I did that, but I just kind of, at first I think I glanced at it and I thought, oh, these are simple. These are easy. I can do this. And then I just set it aside. So every single day I would try to do it in the morning, but I'm not a real morning person. And to be honest with you, I've always been, when I get stuff done is when I get stuff done. I know how to slay my day, so to speak. And there's times that I can do it and get it done. And then there's times I'm doing it at 10 minutes till midnight. So bottom line is I got it done And I just made an effort to almost like not let you down, so to speak, because I felt like I was doing this for you, but really I was doing it for me. And I know you were having us do it for us, but I also felt like some accountability to you. Like I told you I was going to do something, and I was afraid that if I didn't do it, Michael was going to be mad at me, which I know you weren't.
No, I would be. I would have been so irate.
But I also, like you had said, you were giving a prize. And I think back then you said something about a $3,000 prize. I didn't even know what the prize was. I just thought, oh, $3,000. I mean, you know, whatever it is, whatever Michael gives is going to be good. So I'm willing to like go for it. So I just started doing it every day, and I didn't want to let myself down either. So I kind of went back, and I even looked at all my pictures that I took and some of the stuff that I did from a year ago. I just scrolled back the other day, and it was interesting because the very first day, I mean, I remember posting the hashtag and always putting 100, like, yay, and like almost like yay me type thing, like good job, Jana.
Yeah.
So I was proud of myself that I was doing it every day. I wanted to make you proud, but I was also liking how it was making me feel, if that makes sense.
Oh, 100%. That's the power, I believe, of what we do here, is that it's based on love, generosity, and appreciation. Doing things you love with people you love, giving and appreciating are pretty awesome feelings.
Right.
Doing those things. And they also happen to be really productive too. Right. But I think it's one of those where I love what you said about doing something daily and putting a little 100%, and it's yay me, and you are proud of yourself. And I think that's it's not about the activity. It's not about the results. It's about the activities, right? Doing these little activities that make you proud of yourself. I'm doing the same thing with elliptical. I'm proud of myself. I've done elliptical every day this year, every day. In fact, I did it this morning, and it's like, I'm proud of myself. Now I'm not skinny, right? I'm not ready to climb Mount Everest, but you know what? I'm closer to that than I was. And
like
who cares?
You feel.
Yeah.
Right?
It feels
it's
great.
Giving you more energy and right.
So
anyway,
first week goes by.
I kept doing that. And then, you know, like I will tell you some of these things I thought, okay, that was easy. Next, like I was like, give me more type thing. But, you know, I just went about my normal work and normal life and doing things. And, but I found that I just started feeling better, and I felt more content, and good things were like coming to me, right? Like I was putting out good, but they were also like happening to me. And I was like, oh, you know, life's better. Life's good. You know, you feel better. And so it was just a daily thing, and I didn't make a big deal about it. And then every day I would report in on your group. I followed your rules. And honestly, I posted it for others to see too, because I actually had my entire real estate team do this, or I asked them to do it with me. I'm not really sure how many did or how many days they did, because I wasn't, I guess, a good enough leader to hold them accountable. But you didn't hold me accountable either, right? Like I get tired of being leading someone to water and trying to make them drink. It's like you got to want it for yourself. And my husband always said that about me. You want agents to be successful. You want agents to, you know, do this or that. Like when I owned my own brokerage and whatnot, or had my teams, it's like, they got to want it for themselves. You're there. I'm the teacher, and the teacher's here, but the student needs to appear. And
That's
so
right.
I was a student with you that during this thing, and I was like, I'm all in. I'm a student. I'm going to get an A. I'm going to make Michael proud. So what happened was, I believe it was day 7. You had thrown out it said the Facebook group.
Create a Facebook group. Yeah. And invite 5 people.
Or it says, or invite 3 new members.
There you go.
So what I elected to do was take the easy route, and I just invited 3 people. In fact, I'm an overachiever. I think I invited 10 people to your group that day. And I thought, okay, I did good, but I did not do the Facebook page. Okay. So I put that back on another burner. Kept doing it. Some of the days that were probably more impactful for me was, giving 20 and giving more than you receive. So like I gave out 20 referrals that day, you know, and just connected people. And it kind of helped with that momentum of getting me like even more into this game, so to speak.
By the way, the daily duty was not to give 20 referrals in one day. It was to give a referral, and she gave 20. I want everybody to know these are all bite-sized little things that you can do. Like here's the thing about creating a Facebook group, which we're going to talk about quite a bit here in a second, is like, all right, one of the things you're going to do is create a Facebook group but here's the thing. You could create a Facebook group, invite 5 people, not really like it, and then delete it. Right? I mean, just you would do the task of the day, and then you don't have to do anything with it. And I think maybe even Jana thought maybe, you know, I'll do this a little bit and then I'll invite a few people. By the way, how many people do you have in your Facebook group now?
We're almost at 10,000 people. We're at 9.7, I believe. And then we have, between Instagram and our Facebook group, we're over 11,000.
Yeah, so 9,700 people in a Facebook group in Crown Point, Indiana, in less than a year. And what's the population of Crown Point, Indiana?
Maybe 27,000.
So half the people are in this group, or a third of them. So it's one of those, and that will only grow over time. And I'll tell you, so let's jump into that right now. Let's not make them wait, right? Let's not tease them much. So for those of you that are interested in the March Magic Challenge, go to marchmagicchallenge.com. It's not $99. It's not even $49, which was half of last year. It's $27. Why are we doing it this way? It's a COVID special. And here's what I've discovered is February love leads to March magic. And what that means is January and February were a little slower in the referral world and the business world, just overall weather, Super Bowl, football, all these different things. And then all the loving that I did in January and March was like, whoa, who opened up the floodgates? And so that's what the March Magic Challenge all about, is these little 30 days that create referral conversations and create things that you can talk about that shows that you're even more referable and you're able to share on Facebook and other places. And that's the challenge, right? One little thing a day, one little thing that Jana did. She never does anything little. She took this to the next level. She's a high achiever, and she created a Facebook group. She started inviting a few people. It's blossomed to over 9,700 people in less than a year. And so talk to us about some of the successes of the Facebook group. What has happened with that? I mean, how did you get 9,700 people?
Well, first of all, I listened to your daily dose. And that was like on March 24th, if I recall. And by then, I'd been plugging away at your calendar, and you had started, because COVID had hit, I was already mentally ready to hit COVID head on. And so I actually raised my game even more like March 14th, and thought, okay, it's time for me to lead and to, rise up here and level up. And, so I was glad that I was in this momentum, but I didn't even look back. I didn't even think twice. There was no worry and no fear in my vocabulary. And I became the leader that God made me to be, basically. And, or I faked it really well. And so it ended up, getting on. You actually said, hey, because I must have been almost like you were thinking I was maybe going to quit because I wasn't plugging in as much.
Well, we had a lot of people quit. I mean,
right.
I'll just throw that out is last year, like COVID hit, and it hit some people hard. Right. Yeah. And so we saw a huge drop off in, the task meter where it shows whether you did it or not. We just saw it drop off. And it's just one of those where, I was like, all right, I was checking in with a lot of people.
You were checking in. So, I was like, yeah, why? Why are you questioning?
Why are you checking on me?
Just making sure. And I said, no. And you said, did you listen to the daily dose today? And I said, no, not yet, but I'm going to. And so I said, I'm grabbing a glass of Prisoner. And you go, what's Prisoner? And I said, it's a great Cabernet. And I said, and I'm going to listen now. And
That's
I
right.
went back to that daily dose. And this is what I wrote in the comments after I listened to Nikki Klein. I went, wow. And with 5 exclamation marks. And that's it. I got off the phone and I went to work on building my Facebook group, which I should have done on March 7th, but it's all about timing.
Mhm.
And I did it, and I launched it on the 29th of, or the 27th of March at 5 p.m.
Mhm.
And I just hit it hard. And I knew that I filled a void. I knew what people were going through. I was seeing the needs, and I didn't just start a group to start a group because, yay, I'm a realtor. Okay. It had nothing to do with me being in real estate. I didn't even name it my name. I named it Crown Point Neighbors Helping Neighbors.
Love it.
I decided to go hyper local, even though, keep in mind, I started this group from Naples, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it virtually. I'm setting in Naples. It's gorgeous out. Honestly, we were one of the last ones to shut down. But I'm in a place that I felt very safe, and I'm like, what in the heck's going on? Now, I am blessed financially to have passive income coming into me because I made a choice, but I do have nice passive income rolling into me every month. And on the 21st and 22nd, I had money drop into my account when everybody else was like starting to panic. And I felt like, okay, what can I do to help? What can I do? I feel helpless here. I'm in Florida. It's beautiful. Everyone else is struggling, or not everyone, but a lot of people are struggling mentally. I could tell even realtors were freaking out. And I just decided to do something about it. So the book, the Facebook page was created, honestly, just go givers and go getters. Mm-hmm. And all things positive, no politics, no selling, no, just a place of giving, generosity, basically everything you stand for and GenGen stands for. Okay. And I set up the rules. I set up the standards. I just decided to grab my moving truck and make good use of it. And I had a little contest because all the businesses were shutting down. So they needed and so I did a contest for 10 gift cards. People were inviting people left and right. Next thing I knew, it blew up. And I think by that Monday, we had over 1,000 members.
That's awesome.
And I was like, what? And so then it became almost like my full-time job. And so I was up all hours. It reminded me of the days when we were excited about real estate. Remember how we got in the business and we didn't feel like we were working because we were just like, oh my God, I love this. It was like a new baby I just had. I was in love with this baby. Mm-hmm. And I was nurturing it. I was just giving. I was doing everything you taught me to do on this little paper. Mm-hmm. And my ideas, my creativity, everything was just flowing out of me. And God, honest, I'm a Christian, and God played a hand in every single part of it. Mm-hmm. Even the mayor jumped on board within a day. The bank opened an account for me on a Sunday. Wow. All my old relationships, all my old connections just rose to the occasion. Mm-hmm. I had billboards donated to us.
Wow.
Just anybody, it was weird. I would think about something and then I would look at my phone and someone would call and say, what can I help you do? It was just unreal, to be honest with you. And so every day wasn't planned. Every day just was happening, and we were just giving and doing and then so it's amazing what's transpired now. I ended up I needed help. So I had a couple local leaders that had jumped on and said, what can I do? We ended up setting up shop, had a huge food pantry. We collected, we've just done so many things. I could go on and on and on. But I think it's not just about money. It was about morale. It was about being a place of hope. It was about creating community. It was I even had all the mayor and all the preachers on a Zoom call, and the mayor had me talking to them. So it was I really was thinking God just helped, everything that I had been always, I don't know. It was just very, very strange.
You were in tune. You were in tune. You were in alignment, right? You were in alignment with integrity, right? That's what love, generosity, and appreciation does, right? When you're in tune, right? the vibration is huge and it flows, right? You were in flow with, the world, and you were giving so much value in a time when people were scared, they were frightful. That's when the leadership, and honestly, the time is still here. The time, if for those of you listening, if you have not created a Facebook group, there's still a need. There's still a necessity for your neighborhood or for your community or for your city or for your old high school or whatever it may be. There is a need for leadership. So for somebody to take a step and run with it, run with a group. And that's what you were doing. You were adding value. And so tell us a couple of success stories from Crown Point, Indiana, Neighbors Helping Neighbors Facebook group.
So I asked 4 or 5 of our somewhat of our board members that will be eventually on our board, because now we have evolved into an established 501c3, and this will continue to be a legacy forever. So it was created out of COVID, but it's going to keep going forever. So
legacy, it's your legacy. Think about that.
Honestly, I'd rather be known for this than listing and selling houses, but what's really strange is this is the best marketing I've ever done. And I like to market, and I like to be creative, and it's the best marketing though I've ever done. And I didn't set out for that at all. So, but I asked my group, I wanted to hear from them. I mean, I think there's certain things that I'm obviously proud of. One, I'm just proud of the group, and that I took a little idea and ran with it, and here's a little pointer. Stop asking other people if you should do your ideas. Take your own intuition, take your own heart, and go do it. Especially women, for whatever reason, we think we have to ask our husband, or we think we have to ask somebody. You don't need permission to be you, and you don't need permission to be a giver. And because I'm going to tell you, I mentioned this idea to my husband, and I love my husband dearly, and he thinks what I'm doing is great, but he kind of looked at me like I was a little okay, why are you doing that? I actually had one of my sons, when I was in the throes of it, just working all the time, said, "Why are you doing this, Mom? What are you what are you getting out of it? What is almost what's the financial gain type thing?"
Yeah.
And I was just and so just get rid of all that, whether it's your spouse or your best friend or whatever. If you believe in something, go for it. And because had I not ran with this crazy idea, none of it would have happened.
Amen, sister. Preach it. So here's the thing, right? Is I have to, there's another secret to success is how many, with our morning ritual, with our Sweet Dreams nightly ritual and Sunday night ritual, with a lot of the strategies within 7L, you're going to get weird looks. You're going to get where's the financial gain in giving? If you're giving everything away, you're going to end up broke. Trust me, you will never give yourself to the point of broke. You can't do it, right? A giver will never be broke. I think it's one of those.
Doesn't receive. I always say, if you have an open arm and you're giving, you can also receive, right? It's the law of recipient. And so many people are like, oh, I'm, but it's also, guess what? With that tight fist, you're not getting anything either.
That's right.
But anyway, so a few things that I think we've paid a ton of utility bills, thousands and thousands and thousands of people's NIPSCO or water bills and everything. And we've also fed a ton of people. We've also done a lot of morale. When the hospital was, it was bad back then, we fed them really good meals. We coordinated all that with various restaurants. We also did morale totes and dropped off 15 huge morale totes for all the floors, not just the COVID floor and not just ER, because we felt like everybody, including the janitors, were busting butt, right? And so we did that. You
did all this from Naples.
Yes.
And everybody else was in Crown Point. And so your army was on the ground in Crown Point, more efficient than the Corps of Engineers, more efficient than Red Cross. You were doing more good and more help than even them in Crown Point, Indiana. And that's the power of this group, is it became like an army of ambassadors who were cheering Crown Point and helping people in Crown Point. And you did all this from Naples. I think that needs to be called out again and noticed, is that, you know, that's the power of the group. That's
the power of virtual. That's the power of, you know, today, right? It's like, you know, and that's interesting because everyone always is like, well, you know, she's gone, or well, she's in Naples, you know, like I'm playing all the time, you know. Yeah, I do my fair share of playing. However, you know, I can work from anywhere. And what I do, I decided, I made that choice to live here during the winter. I made that choice to not be in the snow, you know, that type of thing. So, you know, and so it's like with anything, you have choices, you know, and I don't give excuses. I just, you know, no one's
going to still care. You still care about Crown Point. I don't live in Kansas City anymore, but you know what? I care enormously about Kansas City and still do a lot in Kansas City. And it's one of those where you still care. Well, here's the thing, right? You could say all day long that it's like, I still care. And people might go, well, where's the proof? Well, here's the thing. You go join my Crown Point, Indiana site with 9,700 people and look at the lives that have been changed and impacted because of that group. I do care 110%. Right. You got to tell the story of one of my favorite restaurants. It is Generosity Generation headquarters, which is Buffalo Wild Wings. For those of you that know me, that is where I operate out of every single week. And I want everybody, so you got to tell the story of Noah, right? Okay. I mean, well, you got to.
Noah just happened, and you're going to be excited because we're going to get Noah to do a podcast or do a little.
I want him on. Yeah. I want him on Referrals Podcast. Let's make it happen.
Okay. Well, so I saw this the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, and everyone's like bawling, and the story kind of took off, but Noah is a waiter at Buffalo Wild Wings, and he had his mask on, and a family looked at him, and they had lost their son about 2.5 years ago. And I don't know them, but they're on our group. And Noah's mom's on our group, not Noah at the time. Okay. And I don't know Noah's mom, and I don't know the other people, and I won't name names for now in case they don't want me to bring it up. Yeah. But they said that they were there. They looked at Noah, and they thought it looked like their son that had passed away about 2.5 years ago. And they asked him to pull his mask down. So he just did, not telling him why. And they were like in shock about how he looked like their son and probably acted like their son. And it was just like very, and so they explained to him why they did what they did. And he apologized, like, I'm really sorry. And they go, no, this was, like, it was a blessing to them that day, right? Mm-hmm. And so when they went to check out, they said the bill was taken care of, and Noah had paid their bill. And so he said, so he had another one. He was basically cheering. I had another one on Noah and his son Tristan, who had passed. And it just was like a wonderful connection. So he shouted out on our group this story and said, if anyone wants to share a little love, be sure to check out Noah at the Crown Point Buffalo Wild Wings. So then everybody started pouring into, they love Noah. Noah's mom popped on and said, thank you, everyone. I read all the messages. Well, now Noah is a Facebook member of ours. And I reached out to Noah and to I saw it, and I saw this, how like it was so cool. And I'm like, this was why I did this, right? This was a neighbor helping a neighbor, a stranger helping a stranger, for no reason at all, right? No monetary, no, just like the love, the heart, everything that we stand for. And it just like made my day and I was so proud. Like I feel like I'm a grandma.
You're lighting up. I mean, Jana, you literally have lit up in the last 3 minutes. Like, like telling the story, like this lights you up.
It does.
And you keep touching your heart, right? I mean,
I love it. Like I'm just, so anyway, I reached out to Noah and to the family, and I asked if I could interview them. And so we're going to do some sort of and we're going to do something special for Noah as well. And so now Noah and I have been texting each other. He is 20 years old. He's he's going to school. He works at Buffalo Wild Wings. So he's a go-getter. Mm-hmm. He knows how to, and I've asked him a series of questions, and I'm going to get to know Noah a little more, and I highlight him. And in the meantime, another thing that kind of and who knows what will transpire from that, which is probably a lot.
Yeah. A lot has already happened, right? Haven't people gone in and tipped him like $100 and I mean, like all this reciprocity.
Oh yeah, he's getting, he's going to get more. He's going to get more. He has no idea. We've got some good things in store, but what I want to do is, he's obviously an example of what we need, especially he's 20 years old. So, we're going to do a kid, like a kids version, like teens helping teens or kids helping kids. We're just going to keep doing various platforms within our group that bring value. And so even the other day, I was on a call with one of the scout leaders, and she asked if I would get on with all the Girl Scouts, and they're coming up with their project. And so we talked about, they follow me, they know, what I do for a living, but they also know that about this group. So I asked them if they would be interested in helping us do a kids helping kids, Crown Point, or, kids helping kids, and they loved it. So now they're coming up with the ideas. I told them I'd roll them out on our platform so they can get more members. And so these girls were just so excited. They're 9 and 10-year-old girls, and you should have seen them. They're just like listening, like, and I just love it. So I love, I think they're going to be awesome, strong women. I mean, or, So with
kids
Noah,
helping kids, I love that.
I'm going to do something with Noah as well. And so I'm sure Noah, but when we brainstorm and we collaborate and we partner, great things happen when you do that with people, right? It's not just about my ideas. It's about, hey, and that's what I did. I ended up getting some circle leaders because I was from Florida and I couldn't do this on my own. So I got a circle leader in every single subdivision in our town. And then they kind of took that lead, and then they spread the word in their Facebook groups and their local like HOAs, etc. And so I basically got the influencers. I got the people who wanted to give and help, and then influencers, and then it just blossomed. It's just crazy.
1 year. I mean, 1 year. Look at what has happened. And here, I mean, so they're going to be the bottom liners out there, right? So have you gotten business from the Facebook group?
We have, I haven't tallied it, but I know that.
Yeah, approximate for us.
I don't know. I don't want to guess. I don't want to guess. I'll do that on another call, because honestly, this year's not been about how much money. I have no idea. I just know what we've done, and we're still in the throes. We did a coat drive, blanket drive, and we've collected over 10,000 coats.
Jeez.
And instead of one bin, and I actually took this idea from my girlfriend who has Cover Lafayette in Lafayette, Indiana. And so she's done it for 5 years. So I asked her if it'd be okay. And of course she loved the idea that I would run with her idea. And so now we have 7 bins throughout Northwest Indiana. We have Cover NWI. So we created that. And like I said, it's just nuts what all the good that's coming from it. And so someday I'll write down every single thing that we've accomplished, but it's almost like we're such in the throes of doing that we're not trying to look for accolades.
That's right.
We're not trying to look for rewards.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wasn't, I was just trying to help. And now it's taken a life of its own. I mean, to the point where I have to have a board of directors. I have a full-time employee.
Yep.
And, I'm getting ready, I have an attorney that donated her time. I have a website person who donated his time. I have a graphics designer who donated her time. I mean, I have a team of armies, and it's all volunteer.
I love it. So. I love it. I mean, that's the army of ambassadors, literally the definition of it. And so, I mean, we could go on and on with the little things that you did within, the March Magic Challenge. For those of you that are interested, check it out at marchmagicchallenge.com. Last year it was $99. We're not even doing half price, $49. We're doing $27, right? So and you're like, well, why charge for it all? Well, here's what we've discovered if we do something free. Nobody does it. Nobody sticks with it. It's not worth counting on that. But when you charge a little bit, you know what happens is people will bust their butt for $27. And it's like, you know what? We want you to spread the word. Don't be afraid to hashtag March Magic Challenge and share the word. Basically for the next 2 weeks, We're going to be taking enrollees who can get into the March Magic Challenge. You can do that at marchmagicchallenge.com. And are you going to see results like Jana's? Maybe, maybe not. Right?
Okay. I want to share a couple other things that, I mean, that was the page itself, but I'm going to tell you my business. I've had 2 big deals. Like I have a $6.5 million and a soon to be 10 to 15. I'm not sure what price range that's coming from referrals. And I'm going to this can be life-changing, not just about money, but about how you feel, your energy, your contentment, it's not just about money, but money does come because to whom much is given, much is expected. And there's a way, it's like, now I feel like I need to go give more and do more. And so, the $27 could turn into $2,700. It could turn into $27,000. It could turn into $270,000. It could turn into $2.7 million for you if you go at it with the right actions and the right mindset. And if you just, commit, honestly, I mean, sky's the limit.
I love it. Jana, this has been an amazing hour. It's already, time is up. And I just want to, first and foremost, just say thank you so much. First of all, for just being who you are, right? Being so referable and, committing, being somebody that people can count on, swallowing the ego a little bit and taking control and taking charge and making the right, making a decision that turned out to be the right decision. And especially thank you for being our guest today on the Weekly Wow on this episode of a special episode of Referrals Podcast. Thank you so much.
Can I,
yes. Final words of wisdom.
Okay. So I'm the reigning champ, so I'm not going to be doing your thing, which I will. But here's what I'm going to do for the 31 days. And I'm going to encourage maybe other people if they want to jump on board with me, or just, I'll share daily the wows of this challenge. I'm going to give $100 bill to one person every single day.
Whoa.
And I'm going to see what it does, their reaction. I don't know if you've ever given $100 tip or just, just like people just are like, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, right? And it is so fun to watch. And so we're actually going to probably do that with Noah. He'll be one of our days. But we're going to get the reaction if you just give and you give big, right? This isn't about money right now, but it is, because I'm going to give $100 and I figure, so that's $3,100.
Yeah.
$3,100 will be given out the month of March, and I'll be very selective who I'm going to give it to and why, but I want to get their reactions and I want to see how life-changing it is, because I want them to be a giver.
Mm-hmm. I love it. So, if somebody were considering signing up for the March Magic Challenge, what would you tell them? Like, what advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, do it. Don't just consider it. I mean, make the choice and do it, and then commit. Pay the $27. It's money well spent. You're going to reap the benefits, and then just do one day at a time. Don't even look ahead. Just do it one day at a time. Do it with passion. Like, don't look at it as I have to do this. Look at it as I want to do this, because when I do this, it's going to impact my life and impact others. I would also have an accountability partner of some sort, whether it's, whoever you can trust to check in on you. And I would also write down your big whys, like, why do you want this to impact your life? And I wrote down on my first day with you, I think that was actually the first thing, was why.
It is day one. Yep. List out everything that is fueling you for this challenge. What is your why for this challenge?
So let me read to you what I wrote last year, which I didn't remember.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, my word for the year was more. Yeah. I came up with a word and I wanted more. I wanted more business. I wanted more, everything in my life I wanted more of, right?
Yeah.
Deeper. And so I wrote for this challenge: health, wealth, happiness, family, friends, faith, passion, to learn, stretch, grow, bring value to others, have deep engagement and connections. So I wrote that out, and obviously I ended up manifesting that because it's what I wanted. So my tip would be, what do you want? What is important to you? What do you need more of in your life, right? It's not about anybody else, it's about you. What are you lacking? What do you want? And write that down, and then that's your motivator. That is like, if you want to make more money, why do you want to make more money? Do you want, just whatever it is you need, and then that is what you're driving towards every day. Like, just put forth the effort to take the actions necessary so you can get the results.
I love it. If you had to put it in 3 or 4 sentences, what did doing the March Magic Challenge last year do for you?
Oh, it made me happy, passionate, content, gave me Genergy, as you call it, generosity, energy, because it's just contagious. I've met so many new people that I'm like really connected to now. So I have my deeper relationships from old ones, but also new ones that I love. And honestly, it's made me a lot wealthier.
I love it. Jana?
My bank account's better because of it too, but I didn't set out to do that.
And that's how it all works, right? Start with love, generosity, and appreciation, and the dollars and the relationships and the people and the connections will all take care of itself. And you take care of the people, the numbers will take care of themselves, right? So I love that, and I love you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for spending an hour with us today. And I look forward. We need to do another episode like in April talking about your $3,100 giveaway and just like the reactions you got. How's that sound?
That sounds great. And tell everyone, if you're on Clubhouse, everyone, be sure to come in under Generosity Generation every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Michael and I are going to be doing kind of a recap on March Magic. And we invite you in, and we can just give pointers and share, or if you're needing a little motivation through that week or a little accountability, we're happy to to hit you up on that. So, and it's both of our names on Clubhouse if you haven't downloaded the app. But if you are on that, that's another. And then also follow Michael on this page, right? You'll be every single day doing some things. So. But
yeah, join GenGen.com. You got to be join GenGen.com to do March Magic Challenge. So you got to join us.
That's right. Okay. Yep. So definitely
March Magic Challenge. Awesome. Jana, appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. So much to offer, so much value. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in, listening to us. And we will see you next time on the Weekly Wow and the Referrals Podcast. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, guys. Good luck. Get them.